Hey guys, it's everyone doing this Sunday night. Welcome to the live chat. I'm gonna be here for about 30 minutes. It's a short live stream just because it's Sunday tomorrow. We have the markets open early in the morning, so I gotta get up early and check that out. So I'm just gonna do a little live for a couple minutes just to talk about what to expect tomorrow in the market. I don't know if you guys are trading tomorrow. Um, what do you guys expect from market open? So we'll just have a little quick chat on what's gonna happen tomorrow. So be interesting to see. See, Paquin, welcome to the chat. Paquin, ¿me puedes analizar Celsius y Roblox? ¿Cómo no? Let's take a look at Celsius y Roblox. Are you invested, Paquin, in Celsius and Roblox? Have you bought any shares yet? Let's see. Where do I have Celsius? Wait, what was the ticker symbol? What's the ticker symbol for Celsius? I know CLH. HL. No, I know I have it here. I just don't know. I don't know the ticker symbol by memory. Let me turn this down a little bit. Quiero vender mañana. Tomorrow. So you're gonna sell tomorrow, Paquin. Let's look at sales. What's the ticker? ¿Cuál es el ticker, Paquin, de Celsius? Porque no lo tengo aquí. Vamos a ver. Roblox. I know. I've seen Roblox. I don't trade these two stocks. I just keep them on my list, but I don't really trade them. I try to keep it simple, and trade the stocks that I know they're gonna guarantee my money. With these type of stocks, Roblox. Here we go. CELH. Okay, I'll check that one next. Let's take a look at Roblox on the daily chart. So I mean, if you already are in that position, I know maybe a week ago it was at around $60. I remember when that was taking off the 50 SMA. So I remember when it was right here, and I was about to enter in some position just to kind of speculate, see if I could get some money out of that. But ever since that day, it's been on a skyrocket. As of now, it's very far away from the SMAs, and it is. See, it's not at all-time highs. And on the weekly, let's see if we have some resistance. Where so it's got some resistance right about there from back in January of 2022. So it's hitting an old resistance, but because it's been going up for a while, I think it's due for a correction. So if you plan to enter into a position, Paquin, this might be due for a pullback just because it's been running for the entire week. I mean, you could see here the big positive candles. Once it hit resistance, it might drop a little bit. So, no, watch yourself on that. And then sell. You mentioned sell. That's CELH. Oh wait, I'm looking at crypto. I'm dumb. There we go. That's why I couldn't find it. There we go. So sell. Sell. It's trading right now at $39. It's been in that channel, in that trend for a little while. I know it was at around $30. It skyrocketed because they acquired a company. I forgot the name of the company. It skyrocketed, and then it's been in a downtrend for a little while. It's breaking out of that. It's touching the 200 SMA. I would I would expect this to maybe reject the SMA before it hits it again and breaks through. With the bad news from Friday, as you guys probably already know, Bad news at the end of the market with Moody downgrading the credit of the United States. I expect a little bit of a pullback tomorrow when the market opens. So if you're already Paquin, if you are already in into a position and you're in the positive, might be a good time to take some profits. But again, you make your choice. If you are in the short term, might be a good time to take some profits. You use prop. She loves Steven. What do you mean a prop firm? Thoughts on KSS? KSS. What is that? I can check it. I don't know the company, but oh, Kohl's. Okay, Kohl's Corporation. Let's see. 856. Let's see. Weekly, daily. It looks. I mean, I already can tell it looks pretty bad. It's been in a downtrend for a very long time, and yeah. So 2021, it hit all-time highs in 2021. It stayed in that range for a while, and then since 2022, around April 2022, it's been in a downtrend. So it's been downtrending for a long time. So I mean, if a stock is going down and all of the investors are running away from this stock, would you get in? If everyone pretend like everyone is running out of a store, right? You have thousands of people running out, and you're the one trying to run into the store. Would you run in if you don't know what's going on inside the store? Would you enter the store if everyone is running at you? Okay, so you can answer that question yourself and take a look if that would be. I mean, it's your choice, but that's my thinking on this. Paquin, de nada, de nada. Chase still has the reverse head and shoulder. Chase, give me the ticker for that, Sergio, and I can take a look at it. I don't know. I mean, I try to stick with stocks that I know will guarantee my money. A lot of the stocks that you guys look at, like Chase, I mean, I know Chase will be here for a long time, but most of the banks tend to not move too much. So I try to stay away from that and look at stocks that are good, but that have a little volatility so that I know that I have a bigger chance to make some money, especially if it's in the short term. Is Bull a good buy? Let's see, Bull. I can't tell you. I mean, if it's a good buy or not. That's Webull. Webull. Let's take a look. That's the other application, right? Like Robinhood. I know I had that for a while, but I didn't really like it. Let's see. Looking at the day, this is the one Webull, Bull. I'm pretty sure that's the ticker symbol you gave me. I'm pretty sure it had the release of the IPO, and it went up all the way to 78, and now it's been in that trend for a little while. Let's see. It's now at $12. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I can tell you is it's right now it's been downtrending for some days. Is this? Yeah, this is Webull. So I don't know why the history is so short. The technicals are bad. So kind of the same thing. If you see a stock coming down in a downtrend, you know, why would you try to enter when everyone is exiting? So good time to enter stocks is when everyone is entering, and not to try to, you know, run against people who are running away from that. Let's see. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Like I said, I usually don't live on Sundays, but I wanted to take some time today and do a little analysis before market opens tomorrow. So appreciate you guys being here. If you guys can hit the like button for this live, I would really appreciate it. That's the only charge for what I do. You know, if you guys can tap, give me some lives, I really appreciate it. And follow the channel. I'm gonna be releasing some videos this week, and every week I'm gonna release one on how to read charts. So if you guys are beginners and don't know anything about stocks and how to read charts and how to start, I'm gonna be making some videos for beginners. So, you know, if you guys want to check out the channel and follow me, I would really appreciate it. Let's see. So please check. I'll try to get to all the questions. So I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can. Check out DMN stock tomorrow morning and open, gonna explode before the day is over. DMN. What is DMN? DMN. Oops, didn't type. DMN. Damon Inc. What is that? Let's see. Motor vehicles. I mean, I don't know what you see in this stock. It's been choppy for the past week, and I mean, maybe you have a crystal ball, or you know something we don't, and it's gonna explode tomorrow. I mean, look at this. This thing. I don't know if it did a reverse split, or why is it that it went down so much in price. But I mean, clearly it is in a downtrend. It's been in that same price range for a long time. If this is the same one you're talking about, DMN. So I don't trade these kind of companies. I only trade the good companies, the companies that I know will guarantee my money. I don't try to gamble, because that's what it is with this kind of stocks. You're gambling and hoping that that you hit the lottery, that you win the lottery. So I don't really trade that one. But I mean, if you already know it's gonna explode, good luck, man, and hopefully you can get some profits out of that. Because that's the whole point, right? To try to beat the market and get some profits, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to kind of guide some people that don't know, how to invest in a good stock, and try to avoid for people to lose their money. Okay, to lose their money. I lost money when I first started. The first couple of years, it was not the greatest thing, the greatest feeling. I had nobody to guide me, and I turned things around. A couple of years later, and thankfully I've been profitable for the past couple of years. So now I'm trying to kind of pay it forward, and help people not to make the mistakes I made, and hopefully not to lose money. So that's what I'm here for. See, I lost that comment. What's a good first investment? The real Ant-Man. The real Ant-Man. Thank you for the comment. I would say, man, investment, if it's for the long term and you're trying to retire with by investing, then S&P 500. S&P 500 is one of the best ETFs and one of the best stocks that you can get, so that you can retire with that money. Because all you have to do is just keep putting money into it, as if it was a savings account, and buying S&P 500, and just collect in a few years. I mean, if you look at, let's take a look at the 5-year chart on the S&P 500, right? So if you look at this, you clearly see that it does go up. It has some pullbacks, but it keeps going up, right? Right now in a pullback, and then it's trying to recover that all-time high from back in March, right before the announcement of the tariffs. So it's trying to recover that, and I have no doubt that might not be next month, might not be this year. I hope it is, but eventually it's gonna recover. So these are some of the best stocks for you to invest long term. Where did you learn to trade options? I don't do options, El Compaleo. I don't do options. I only do stocks. I trade options only with my own stocks. So I do covered calls, and if I'm gonna buy something, I do cash secure puts. But that's it. But I don't really trade options. I like Coles long term prospects recovery play. Undercover Titan. We just checked Coles a little bit ago. I think somebody gave me that ticker symbol. I mean, long term, for me to invest something long term, I gotta see a future plan. Like, is Kohl's partnering with any other store so that they can release new products? Like, how are they gonna grow? Are they adding more stores? Are they going to a new country where they didn't have stores before? Like, what's the plan, right? I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know. I don't follow this company, so I don't know what their plan is. So if I just put the money in, hoping that they come up with a plan, That's not how it's supposed to work. First, they have to have a plan. If they have a plan and you already know that that plan could have a lot of potential in the future, then okay, maybe I invest some money and then wait for that plan to take full effect, so that from there the stock is gonna go up. But as of now, I mean, the stock has been down trading, like I mentioned earlier, since 2022. Yeah, 2022. So it's been 3 years in a downtrend. So I mean, as of now, if there are no other future plans, it's just gonna keep doing the same, right? High and then low, higher lows and then higher lows, and then just keep going down. So that's that. But that's just me, man. If there's no plan, then you're just kind of betting for that. It's been halted for 20 plus days. It's been unhalted tomorrow morning. Oh, the one you told me, precise detailing, or which stock are you talking about? DWFA. How long did it take you to? Oh, sorry, lots of coming. How long did it take you? What was it coming? To reach the first 100K milestone. Like, like money wise, like for me to make that money. I would say about 2 years to make that money. Just because I was, I mean, I was still learning, trying to make some money. Some months I was profitable, some months I was not profitable, and so it took me a little while. And but now that I have a system, that system that works, that is consistent, that tells me that I know what I'm doing, and that I know that I can continue doing it, then I think I can grow a little bit more every year. So that's my goal. So yeah. El compa Leo, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What stocks do you like on their cover? So I typically look at the first mag, the Mag 7. So all of these stocks that you see here, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Apple, Meta, Tesla, all of those are the stocks that have big market caps. So they bring in a lot of revenue, and these are the stocks that I know have a lot of potential in the future. Tesla has a robo taxi. That's plans in the future, right? Meta owns Instagram, owns all of these different social media platforms that I know are here to stay, because smartphones are here to stay. The social media is here to stay. Apple Apple has a lot of products. They release iPhones every year, and every year people buy iPhones. People upgrade their iPhones. So, and that's been the history of this company up until now. I mean, it might change, but as of now, they are very strong on iPhone sales. Nvidia makes chips for AI, for artificial intelligence, and every year they're releasing new chips. They're partnering with Amazon, with Google. So there are a lot of plans for the future, right? They're selling chips to Amazon so that Amazon can have that robot that is going to deliver packages to people. So all of these companies have strong future plans. That's why I trust my money. I put in my money in them, because even if the stock market goes pulls back tomorrow morning, which it may very well do that, just because of the bad news from Friday, I think that if all of these companies have a future, my money is safe there. Okay, so yeah. So thank you guys for again being here tonight. If you guys can tap the screen, give me a like. I really appreciate it. That's the only charge for me being here on a Sunday night. Today I might not have a 2-hour stream or live stream, because I always do that Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. But because today is Sunday, tomorrow I have to wake up, watch the market, and then get ready for work, because I do have a job during the day. I just trade in the market in the morning early, like 2 hours after the market opens. If there's a position for me to enter, I do it. But I'm a swing trader, so I don't have to. I only enter into a position if it makes sense. So I appreciate the likes. If you guys tap, that'll be great. I really appreciate that. What stocks do you like? Yeah, so I answered that question. Jay Cordero, thank you for sharing the live. And if you guys can share the live, that'll be even better. So appreciate it. Deadly Duran. Follow the host. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. DMN stock, it's been halted. Okay, I read that question. How about DXYZ? Good setup, yeah. DXYZ, what is that? DXYC. DXYC. I don't have it on my platform. Is that the ticker symbol? DXY. Oh, Z. Sorry. Destiny Tech. What does that do? Let's check it out. Investment trust, mutual funds. Oh, it's a mutual fund company. Diversifying closed management investment company. The company was founded in November 2020. So it's only been a company for 5 years. So it probably doesn't have a lot of the fundamentals. Good setup. Let's see. Let's look at the daily. I mean, it trended for a little while at $10. Right now, it's at $40. So with highs of about 75. So let's see, put it right there. So it's got a resistance of about $70, $73, somewhere around that range. As of now, it is pretty. It's trying to. It's downtrending a little, trying to hit probably the SMAs. I don't know if you're trying to enter into a position, but I mean, this stock probably doesn't have a lot of volume. That's my guess why it's not moving very much. So with stocks that don't really have a lot of volume, it depends on your kind of trade. If you're trying to trade it for the day or trade it for a swing trade or for a long-term investment, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the technicals other than it hit a resistance and it hasn't recovered that resistance. But I don't know the company. You know the company probably better than I do. The only thing I can do is share some of the technicals with you. But yeah, I mean, if you know this company has a lot of potential, it might not be a good idea. But again, it's or be a good idea. But it depends on how long you plan to hold this company for. So day, long term, I'm not sure what your trade is. What do you think the markets look like tomorrow? Spider, the markets, I mean the futures are not great. The futures are those indexes that kind of predict, where the market is going to wake up tomorrow. They're not accurate, of course, not all the time. They only give you a prediction of what the market could look like tomorrow, but they're not looking great as of now. And because of the bad news from Friday, I do see the market's probably not in the green tomorrow. Okay, unless we have good news. Trump is going to speak to Putin tomorrow, I believe at 10 a.m. So for me, it's going to be about around 7 a.m. Pacific time. And depending on how the conversation goes or what the conversation is about, if it's about ending the war and Trump releases good news that the war is going to end soon, or there's going to be a ceasefire or something good, that might move the market in the positive direction. If it's something bad, of course, it might do the opposite. So that's what I think will happen to the market tomorrow. Definitely very choppy, very volatile, not in the direction we want. So I really don't think it's going to be a green day tomorrow. But I mean, I don't think it's going to pull back too much either. So it's just going to be a regular correction that the market needed. But that's just my opinion. Let's see what happens tomorrow. GameStop. I haven't looked at this stock in a long time, and I mean, GameStop has been in that same channel for a long time. It's been from like 20 to 30 range, and I think at one point it went over 30, but it keeps doing the same thing. Low 20s and then high 30s. And if we look at this chart, I mean, you know what I mean? And this is since June of last year, so it's been a year in the same little range. So if you draw a channel here, with those highs and then the lows right about there, right? You see this kind of movement from just in that channel, up down. From here it's probably gonna hit again about 30 $32 and then probably down again. So it doesn't have good news other than that they bought a lot of crypto a while back, and that's what kind of pumped the stock a little. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, they're not releasing any new products. They're not opening more stores. I think they're closing stores. They closed stores so they could use that money to buy crypto. Um, so yeah, so that's what I think about GameStop. But thank you for the comment. That was Mr. Mingy. Mr. Mingy, thank you for the comment. Um, Japan yen carry trade. You heard of it? No, man. No, I don't know what that is. Um, let's see. Japan Treasury yields a rising as we speak. Check the news. It might. I haven't really checked the news since I started the live. So I'm gonna check that in a minute. Will the market generally increase or decrease this week, and why? H team. Um, like this week, I mean, you know the bad news from Friday. Um, if we base the news from Friday to what happened 2 years ago, something very similar with another firm. I think it was Finch or Fitch, which is another credit agency that downgraded the United States to double A1, which is, it's like the equivalent of my credit from 800 going to, let's say, 750. That's kind of a similar thing that happened to the United States, that was downgraded from a AAA to a double A1. That happened in 2023 by another agency, and then it happened again on Friday by this agency that's called Moody. And the last time this happened, the market dropped at about 1.5, 2% on the next day after they released that information. So I expect something similar to happen tomorrow, about 1-2%. Nothing too crazy, because I mean, everyone's known that the United States is in a lot of debt. So this shouldn't come as a surprise. I think it was just a perfect excuse to give the market that little pullback that was already due, because it had been pumping for like a week. So I think that's what's going to happen this week. That's just my opinion again. You guys can do your own research, your own conclusion, but based on the facts, that's what I believe will happen. So so this week I will see a lot of volatility. We don't have a lot of data. Usually the data is what moves the market. Other than, I think, on Thursday we have a little bit of data, and then on Friday we have the release of the home sales. So how many homes have been sold in the past month? But that doesn't really affect. It does affect the market, but it doesn't move it too much. So those are the only two things. Other than that, what's gonna move the market is just the news. The administration letting us know if they are closing more deals with other countries. Lately, for the past few months, that's what's been moving the market. Not really the technicals, not really the news from individual companies. That's not what has been happening. I mean, it's basically just what the administration releases, like the information they release. That's what's been moving the market. See what the system, if you don't mind me asking, what's the system? What system? Or the program that I'm using? It's called TradingView. This can unwind the Japan yen carry trade, crashing the economy. Just so you know, this can unwind the Japan yen carry trade. I haven't read the news, man. Like I said, I looked at all the news that came out this weekend. I just haven't heard anything about that, but I'm gonna check that out after I end the live. Do you invest in crypto? El compa Leo, no, I don't really invest in crypto, just because I don't understand it. And also, crypto is open 24/7, as you probably already know, and I like my sleep, right? I like to, if I put money into something, I like to know that if I'm asleep, that's not gonna drop, or at least it'll be safe. Because if it even if it drops, and I invested in a company that I believe in, I know it'll come back. Now with crypto, if I invest, it can drop overnight, and I don't know if I'm gonna get that money back because crypto doesn't make any money. They don't make any products. They don't report earnings. They don't report future plans. They don't have a guidance. So I don't know if I'm gonna get my money back, and I really hate to be in a position where I don't know if I'm gonna get my investment back. So that's why I don't really do crypto. Not just bad news from Friday, bad news as we speak. Mr. Mingy, check the Japan news. Yeah, I'm gonna check that in a minute. Now you're. I'm curious now. I want to know what's going on, and it's probably gonna be all over. I belong. I'm um, in a group where we share all the news, and they're probably already talking about it. Uh, let's see, Sabi Bella, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I think the band will come in. I thought you were ignoring me, Lo. No, I'm reading it, man. GameStop raised 62 billion in cash, and it's on the verge of breaking out. They closed unprofitable stores. Earnings are profitable now. They have reports. Let's see. They had earnings. Yeah, I mean they had earnings. They lost revenue, last earnings. They had good EPS, but they report bad earnings. So I don't think they had good earnings. They just had good EPS, but the guidance might have been okay. Um, so that's why the stock hasn't dropped. Um, See, you beat earnings and expectations up to 1800. For what stock? Roaring Kitty is back, and Nintendo Switch 2 comes out in June, and they have PSA partnership. I mean, I don't know that really pumps the stock because remember, Switch 2 is not like it's an exclusive for GameStop. Everyone sells a Switch 2. I ordered one and I got it from Best Buy, so I was able to get my hands on one. But it's not like if it was an exclusive for GameStop, then that could bring in a lot of revenue. But you know, a lot of stores sell the video games now. So Undercover Titan, DNUT. I don't know what is that. We need a huge Bitcoin pump. It was pumping earlier. I was looking at it, and because I was trying to keep up with the news, and I know it was pumping, but now it's dumping. So yeah, look at it. So it went to 105, 106. It was pumping earlier, and then it started dropping. See how long ago? Like around 5 p.m. started dropping. It might be due to the news that was Mr. Mingy just mentioned. I don't know. I haven't read the news. I was a little disconnected for a couple hours, so that might be the reason. But again, this is a big resistance. Bitcoin has a lot of resistance about 108, 1010. Those were the all-time highs, so that might be the reason it just rejected the all-time highs. See, we're gonna see that Akuma, CEN. We're gonna see that. I didn't get the question, Akuma. Ask again. My money has been straight, bouncing up and down. For what? For what? In what stock? Jen carry trade. Real Japan interest rate is 1%, and they invest in U.S. Treasuries and get back 5% guarantees. Payback. Yeah, I mean definitely Japan has a lot of bonds in the U.S. That's why when they announced the tariffs, Japan started selling some of the bonds, and the bond market was it was rising. So so that scared the United States a little bit, and that's why they started to push for trades, for trade deals. And but I mean, all of these countries are, according to the administration, all of these countries already are in talks with the U.S., and the U.S. is going to release news on different deals in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's something that was said yesterday by Trump. So he said that the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, he's going to be releasing a lot of these deals and in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So let's hope he brings good news. Powell talks in June. Yeah, I mean he's going to have the Federal Reserve actually is going to have the news on dropping interest rates or not. I I believe they're not gonna drop yet. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the market is expecting at least three drops this year, and the Federal Reserve only has 5 meetings left, so kind of running out of time. Guys, if you guys can help me with the taps, I'm trying to get a few likes before I leave the live today. So tap the screen, give me some likes. That's the only charge for me being here today. And if you guys can tap, I really appreciate it. If you like my, if I answer your question and you like my answer, give me some likes. And if you don't like my answer, still give me some likes. I try to be honest and respectful when I answer these type of questions. So keep the questions coming. Let's see. Three giants calling for a crash. Three giants. Who do you mean, Mr. Mingy? Who are the three giants? Akuma agree. I think crypto will separate itself from the stock market. I like crypto because you can always sell high. Akuma. Yeah, I mean, if you buy low, of course, yeah, you can sell high. But again, I just personally I don't like it. If you guys do it and it works for you guys and makes you money, by all means. I don't do it because it's open again 24/7, and I like stuff that I can look at that can be consistent, right? That I can do it every month from now until 10, 20 years from now. I wasn't educated on the crypto, so I don't know if that's going to be sustainable for the next 10, 20 years. I mean, we might talk in 20 years and Bitcoin might be worth a million, or it could be worth zero. I don't know. But I definitely know that Costco is worth about $1,000 a share right now. I know in 10 years it's going to be worth at least double what it is now. And that's for sure. That's Costco is not going to go bankrupt, okay? Because of all the stuff they sell, the quality of the stores, all the earnings they've had. So everything tells me that Costco is going to be here in 10 years. And with Bitcoin, I don't have any of that data. Or with crypto, I don't have any of that data. So for me to know that that's going to be here in 10 years, I don't know, because there's no data on that. So again, short-term trades, it's perfect, but I like something that is consistent that I'm going to be able to do for the next 10 years. Can we look at the Krispy Kreme? Okay, yeah. I think you asked that question earlier. Sorry. The Krispy Kreme. Let's take a look at that. Okay, let's look at the technicals and the daily chart. The daily charts are usually the ones that you want to look at for long-term trading or swing trading. So let's take a look at this. I already can tell you that it's not been looking good for the past years, since 2021. I mean, you could see the downtrend clearly, and I say clearly. I mean, here are the all-time highs at $20. It tried to recover a little at 17, but it just keeps trending, and right now it's at $3. So, I mean, you tell me if that makes sense to you. Why would you enter into a stock that is downtrending? You enter into stocks that break the downtrend and have a possibility of getting you some profits. If it's downtrending, you're gonna enter into a position and it's just gonna keep going down, and you're just gonna lose your money as of now. I mean, that's what this is showing, because there's no sign of breaking out, right? It just keeps making higher lows and higher lows. So that's Krispy Kreme stock. Let's see. Let's look at a couple more. And guys, again, if you guys can help me with the tap, that'd be great. That's the only thing that I ask from you guys when I answer your question. Just hit it and help me out with the likes on tonight. So tonight is not going to be as long of a live as it is during the week. Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 I'm here, 9 to 11 Pacific time. Today I'm gonna end it a little early just because tomorrow the market opens and I want to see how that turns out. If you guys don't follow me yet, follow me on my channel. I'll be releasing videos in the morning, early in the morning, so that you guys know what to expect for the day. All of these videos are gonna have important news that are released in before the market opens. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, follow my channel, and I'll be giving you some videos with a little bit of information. If there's nothing important, nothing news, then you probably won't see a video until later in the day. There's a whole okay. I don't want to skip some of your comments. Warren Buffett, Michael Burry are both nearly all cash now. Yes, I agree. Warren Buffett just, I think he invested back like 17 or 18 billion dollars. He said that about 2 weeks ago when he had his yearly conference. He said he started to buy back some stocks. And then Michael Burry, I mean, that guy, he's been predicting a crash for like the past maybe 5 years. He's been saying that the stock market is gonna crash, and he's been selling all his positions, and he's been right one time when he predicted the stock market crash in 2008, right? And not the stock market, the housing market. And ever since, he's been wrong like 58 times. So he was right once, he's been wrong 58 times. Could he be right again? Possibly, but I think, he's been more times wrong than he's been right. But again, up to you if you wanna copy what they do and have some cash and hope that the stocks drop. I mean, I hope it happens because I want to enter into some positions at the lows. I'm trying to get out of some positions. I'm already in the green, so I have a stop loss if the stock market drops to a certain point. I'm just gonna get out of my stocks. I'm all in the green in all my positions, so I'll be willing to enter into some low positions if the market crashes. Three giants calling for a crash. Yeah, so those guys. I like crypto because you can always say hi, so I got that. I looked at Donut. Pumper alert user 66807. Thank you for the comment. I don't understand pumper alert. What does that mean? People will scramble to sell U.S. investments and repay back the loans to the, what was it? The loans to the banks. Lots of Fed speeches today. Today? Sunday? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about the Feds. They had some speeches on Friday, but I didn't hear anything about today. It happens automatic. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And guys, appreciate the tabs. If you guys can help me with the tabs when I answer your comment, I would really appreciate it. Alexis, and tomorrow what? Like how it's gonna open? I think it's gonna open in the red. I think right now the futures. Let me look at the futures. The future indexes are pretty. Are going down, but again, that's just a prediction of how things might go. It's not accurate, so we don't know. I mean, some stocks have dropped maybe like 1-2%, so it's not a dramatic drop. But again, we'll have to wait until tomorrow, pre-market, to see what it looks like. Should I buy WIF? What's WIF? WIF. I mean, this is crypto. I don't really trade crypto. I can't tell you what to buy or what not to buy. Everyone who does stocks will tell you the same thing. They can't tell you or give you advice. I try to stay away from crypto just because I already explained the reasons, right? Crypto is open 24/7. It moves up and down all day. I'm not willing to stay in awake just trying to trade at 2 a.m. in the morning. So all I can tell you from the technicals on this stock is that it had a lot of resistance here. As you can see, all those positions here, it hit resistance. Let me mark it. Okay, all of these days right there hit resistance, and then when it finally broke that resistance or went up that resistance, and it broke it right here, that resistance becomes that support becomes resistance. and because it broke that support, went all the way down, and now this is now resistance, right? So support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. um, so right now it's gonna hit, probably gonna hit support, resistance, and then keep going down unless this stock gets good news. It might break it, but that's what it looks like right now. It happens. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Warren Buffett, Michael Berry, and Roaring Kitty all expecting a crash. I mean, if they know something we don't, then they might be right. Warren Buffett is a legendary trader. He sold out of a lot of positions before the announce of the tariffs. But again, I mean, these guys have privileged information. So you gotta know that Warren Buffett, he knew the tariffs, and he knew exactly how that was going to, how the market was going to react. So he sold out of positions, but he has privileged information. So he knows what he's doing, but he also has a lot of information that you and I don't. But again, everything is possible. I do see a crash if we get bad news on the deal with China. Okay, because right now it's just a pause. But if there is no clarification on that, and we don't have a deal that is good for both countries, then I do see a crash happening. I do see the S&P 500 probably hitting that low from about a month ago, which was at around, I think it was 480. Let's see. Try and get rid of that. Let's see. Yeah, 480. So that was the all-time high, and I'm sorry, the record low when the tariffs were announced, and then from there it's been trying to recover. But if we don't have a deal with China, I do see probably hitting that again. So, but I mean, we have to see what Warren Buffett and Michael Burry, what they do is they don't like to play the uncertainty. If they don't know if this is going to be a deal or not, that's probably they're trying to get out of positions, right? Because these guys manage millions and millions of dollars, so they're not going to risk it on the possibility that we might not have a deal. So they rather play it safe. So they take the money out of the markets, and then when we know, if there's a deal with the tariffs and everything is looking okay, then they are going to enter into positions. See, so that's why they predict a crash, and they get the money out because they don't like uncertainty, just like most institutions. What do you think about AMD this week at a resistance level? So AMD is a good stock. It's been trying to recover a little bit of what it lost, because it had been in a downtrend for a long time. Let's see, where is AMD? I know that because I was looking at AMD and thinking about entering, but because of the downtrend that it had for about a year. I mean, you could see here in the chart, right? Since March of 2024, it was just hitting higher lows, and it was in this downtrend channel for a little while until now, because it had good news on the deals with Saudi Arabia. They closed a deal that's going to bring them a couple $1 billion. So that's when it broke down out of the downtrend, and it's been doing okay, but again, it's competing against Nvidia, and Nvidia is one of the giants, and they're just a shadow right now. If it was up to me, I mean, I would try to invest in other competitors like Broadcom, AVGO, and Nvidia. Okay, those are the giants right now. AMD is the third company, for AI. So if there is a first and a second, I would rather put my money into those than AMD. So that's what I think about that company. Let's see. Continue with the comments. Nvidia. Victor Velasquez. Nvidia. They have good news, man. Everything has been positive all week, and it hit resistance at about 136. And then after the bad news on Friday, then it dropped a little bit. Right now, it's looking like it's probably gonna hit the resistance at the support. I'm sorry, at 130. So from hitting resistance at 136, then going down to 130. But it's had good news. The fact that it dropped doesn't mean anything. It's nothing connected to Nvidia. It's just the market in general because of the downgrade that the United States suffer in credit worthiness from Friday by the Moody agency. So Nvidia is looking good. I'm in Nvidia. I'm trying to get out of position. So we'll see how this week plays out. Nvidia has an event on Wednesday. Usually the event, because of the news, helps its stock pump a little before earnings, because we have also earnings next Wednesday. And but again, if we get bad news about something else, it's probably gonna hold that's the stock at around 130. I don't see it breaking right now unless we get more bad news like Friday. Um, Thank you. If you guys are following me, I appreciate that. And if you guys are tapping the screen, giving me some likes, I also appreciate that. Thank you for being here tonight on a Sunday night, just kind of preparing ourselves for what to expect tomorrow for the market. I do expect a little pullback, nothing too crazy, just because of the news that were released on Friday, but the market was due for a pullback. Remember, all the stocks, they need pullbacks. They need a little correction, because there are two types of money in the market, and in each one of the stocks there are two types of money. The good stocks, there is the money that investors put in it, and when investors put money in it, it's because they're going to leave it there for years. And then there is the money of traders, the ones that just buy either one day and sell a different day, or buy the same day and sell the same day before the market closes. And that's the money that usually leaves, that brings the stock down, that brings that pullback. And we don't want that money, right? We don't want that money. We want the money that's going to be there for the long term, because that's what going to keep the stock making higher highs every time. So because a lot of the traders, the ones that sell either daily or every couple of weeks, swing traders, they don't like the long term. So when they hear bad news, well, they start selling right away, and that's the money that leaves the stock. So it brings down the stock a little bit, but it doesn't drop the whole, it doesn't drop by a big percentage, because the investors' money is still in it. Unless there are bad news, like I said earlier, if there are bad news, like, no deal with China, no deal with other countries, more tariffs, stuff like that, then the investors start to run away. Now you have the second tier. You have now the investors, selling their positions, because now they know that this is bad. Okay. When it's something like the credit worthiness that happened on Friday, by lowering the score of the United States credit, then I mean that doesn't really scare investors. But if it's something else, then that might uh, kick investors out. Let's see. Keep reading the comments. This pop just bear market rally happens. A bear market, every bear market. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about that, like a little pump before the market really drops. Again, we need a catalyst news for the market to drop. It's not going to drop on no news. There's got to be something very specific, like another quarter of low GDP. As you guys know, we had the GDP drop for the first time in 3 years a couple weeks ago when that was reported. If the next quarter we have another drop in the GDP, which is the gross domestic product, if we have another drop, then that might start to scare investors, and then investors start to sell their position. So I do see it, possibly happening, but for that to happen, a lot of things have to line up. We have to have less or negative GDP. We have to have more unemployment. We have to have a lot of other things, a lot of other factors that will really scare investors and make them run. So as of now, I mean, unemployment is, or it's in line with analysts. Um, Jobs are pretty strong. The only thing that came out last time was the low GDP. Even inflation. I mean, we had really good data the past couple of weeks for the CPI and the PPI. So they came out lower than expected. So that means that inflation is cooling. So there are good news and there's a little some bad news, but nothing that I think will cause a market crash. Again, I don't know if there'll be bad news. I wish I did, but I don't know. And that would be the only thing that would kill the market and send it into a bear market. Nvidia for 1 week, Victor. Like to buy and sell Nvidia in 1 week. That'll be Nvidia's been pumping a lot, man. So that's a little dangerous to do. Again, I can't tell you what to do, and what your horizon of trade is. If you just want to buy tomorrow and then sell by Friday, I mean, if we have more bad news, you could be in a negative position where you're going to be losing some money, or you be in a positive one. I think it's a very short period of time for you to enter into a position. Now, this is what I would do, right? Because Nvidia has earnings next Wednesday. I would wait to see how the stock reacts to the earnings, because the earnings have to be in line and they have to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect and they have to impress Wall Street. I know Nvidia is going to have good earnings. I already know that. But they have to impress Wall Street. If they don't impress Wall Street, then Nvidia is going to drop. And it's probably going to be trading around the 125, the 120, somewhere around that area. And then I would enter into a position. Because now, after the earnings, I know that it's going to be choppy for a little while. And if it drops down, I'll buy some more and dollar cost average my position. But again, I would wait until earnings. PayPal, your thoughts, please. Let's see, PayPal, PY, that's PayPal, right? PYPL. I'm pretty sure that's PayPal. Yeah. So let's see, PayPal. This is just without looking at the charts. What I've heard, for the past years, I don't trade PayPal, but PayPal, they lost their partner, which was eBay. And eBay stopped using PayPal as a default payment, and ever since that happened, PayPal has been dropping. I mean, I haven't even looked at the chart, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in a downtrend. You see, ooh, it's all the way up here at $300, and then right now it's trading at 72. So I mean, you can judge for yourself. PayPal, it's been in a downturn for a long time. It lost its good partner, eBay. So, I mean, it's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. I wouldn't enter into a stock like this just because there are no plans for the future for PayPal, not that I have heard, and I mean it's just basically staying afloat. Unless I hear that PayPal is partnering with some company and they're going to be exclusive partners, something like that, then maybe that could pump the stock up and report better earnings. But as of now, it's probably just going to stay choppy and go up and down. As you can see, it's been in that trend for a little while. I mean, it's not what I was trying to do. It's been here and within that channel, see, like somewhere around there, for a little while. So it might just stay in that trend, up 90s, low 50s, 50s, 55, because there are no good news about that. So if you're trying to get some money out of it, I mean, wait until it hits 50, maybe enter into some positions, and then get a short term trade. But for long term, unless you have good news on this, I wouldn't enter into a position. But again, you can do whatever you you want, and if it makes sense for you, go for it. Victor Velasquez, thank you for the follow. And if you guys can help me with the tap tabs, don't forget, that's the only thing that I ask on the lives. Just tap the screen, give me some likes. I'm sorry, and that's the only price for being um, in the chat. Just tap the screen, and that way I will go to sleep and dream about the likes that I get tonight. All right, so I'll be here for another 9 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get all the questions. Uh, Victor, so again, thank you for the follow. DMX or DXM, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Mr. Mingy, follow the host. Thank you, man. I know you posted a lot of comments, so I hope I can see you here during the week. You had a lot of info. Um, what do you think about SMCI? I hate it. I hate it, but they had good news. Um, and the reason I hate it is because I lost more money than you can imagine trading SMCI. But again, it was just my own stupidity. I lost $2,000 in SMCI when it dropped because it had problems with the DOJ, and then they were not reporting their 10K filings. So ever since that those news, the stock dropped. As you can see, back in March 2024, it was trading at about 120 because I know they had a split, um, and it was trading at around 120, and then since then it's just been dropping, trying to recover, but it's been dropping. It's a good company. The problem is that they're kind of shady. They were removed from the Nasdaq back in 2018, and that made the stock drop. And they were almost removed from the Nasdaq again at the end of last year. So when a company has problems like that, and even if they're bringing in good revenue and they're having good reports, which they're not. I mean, they reported a couple weeks ago and they lost EPS, they lost revenue, so they didn't have good reports. But it's been pumping because of the good news with Nvidia. Those two, because they're partners. If Nvidia pumps, usually SMCI kind of shadows a little bit of what Nvidia does. So anyways, they still have trouble with the DOJ, and as far as I know, they haven't reported that filing. So they're not out of the water yet. If you're planning to enter into a position, I would do some more research. I've been staying away from SMCI for a while, ever since I lost the money. I still look at it, but I don't trust this company. Okay, a company that is shady like that, before whenever when you least expect it, the news about the reports are gonna come out, and if they're good, the stock is gonna pump. But if they're bad, the stock is gonna drop to the lows, which was about $20 about like 6 months ago, or 5 or 6 months ago. So I'll be careful with that. Just do your investigation, do your research. Make sure that if you're entering into this company, just know that the risk could go either way. What do you think about? See how it says. So I answer SMCI. What do you think about AMD at the end of this week at a resistance level? Also, what do you think about AAU? So let me do the SMCI. I mean, we looked at that. Not AMD. What did you say? What do you think about AMD? Oh, see, so AMD. Let's look at the resistance. I didn't even look at the resistance. It had resistance at around $115. It hit resistance there back in February, and then again in March. Right now, it is. I wouldn't say it broke resistance completely. As you can see, we have a lot of red candles right above the resistance. I would wait for a confirmation, trying to get a green candle, reclaim that support, that the resistance now became support. So reclaim it and maybe try to move somewhere a little bit away and touch the SMA 200. Probably when it hits this line here, the 200 SMA, it's probably gonna reject it and then maybe hit the resistance again, or the now support, and then eventually break through that 200. I would like to see it above the 200 before I would enter it into a position. But again, that's just me. Above the 200, I think the stock has a lot of room to move up. But below the 200, it's just gonna do, up and down. So it has very little room for gains. Um, See, what do you think? Okay, so we answered that question. What is this app? That is TradingView. So this what I have. What you see on the bottom, it's called TradingView. There are a lot of different platforms that you can use, but I like TradingView. It has a lot of it's very colorful, so I like it better than Thinkorswim. I do have Thinkorswim, but I prefer to use this. What do you normally trade? Futures, options. I don't do options. I trade stocks only, and I do options only with my own stocks. So I do covered calls and cash secure puts. But other than that, I don't really do options. So Flan, thank you for the comment. Nvidia for 1 week, so I answered that question. Crypto unregulated, so you don't get scammed. If you do, play well-known names and think longer term. Yeah, but I mean, even if you think longer term, like I said earlier, there is I'm trying to hook up with Pelosi so I can get some information. But I mean, guys, with crypto, I know a lot of you guys like crypto and you probably have made money, and that's awesome and good for you guys. But if you look at, I mean, earlier somebody mentioned Warren Buffett, legendary stock trader, Michael Burry, another guy that has good predictions or has had in the past. These guys, they don't buy crypto, and these are the most experienced people in the stock market. Warren Buffett was asked one time if he was offered crypto, would he buy it? And he said, if they offer me crypto for $1, I would not buy it because I have to find somebody else that buys it from me at a higher price. You know what I mean? So if Warren Buffett is not buying crypto or any cryptocurrency, why would you? Warren Buffett has 80 years of experience in the stock market. You heard right. 80 years. He's 94. He started when he was about 14 investing in the stock back in the 60s and 40s. So he knows better than anybody else about the stock market. And he's not buying any cryptocurrency. He sticks with stocks, and that's how he's made billions of dollars. So why would I try to reinvent the wheel by investing in something that has a lot of speculation? Right? But that's just my thought. Okay. If you guys do it, by all means, if it makes you money, awesome. But I just don't do that. Nvidia. So Luca, Nvidia, I talked about a little bit about Nvidia earlier. It's got good news after good news after good news. The only thing that's pulling the stock down is the bad news from Friday. But other than that, Nvidia has an event this Wednesday where usually in events like this, the stock pumps. But because of the bad news from Friday, I don't know what's going to happen. But I hope that it pumps and I can get out of my position because I'm already in the positive. So that's what I expect Nvidia to do. But I mean, there's nothing bad with Nvidia. It had resistance at 136 and it kind of struggled to break out of that resistance. So I expect a pullback tomorrow, maybe to the 130s. Coin, Turk TZY, Coinbase. Coinbase, let's see what it looks like right now. So Coinbase had good news and bad news. The good news is that they were added into the S&P 500. The bad news is that they announced that they were hacked ever since January, and they hadn't told that to investors. So there was a lot of data that was stolen from investors, and that is what made the stock drop a little bit. But ever since that, those news, they are recovering. I do see resistance, big resistance at $300. So as you guys can see, I already hit that several days. So if you're in a position and you're trying to make some money, I mean, resistance at 300, that might be a good exit strategy. If you're trying to make money now and enter into a position, you have a very short room for gains. So think about that. I mean, it's also pulling away from all the SMAs. When stocks pull away from the SMAs, it's very dangerous because you know they always come back and reclaim the SMAs. Okay, either the 50 or the 200 or the 20, they always do it. How long does it take? That's the question, but they always do. So it depends on your situation and what you're looking to do with this stock. Trade it one day, traded, swing traded, or long term. I don't know. I mean, Coinbase shouldn't be a stock that you trade for the long term, but I don't know what kind of trading you're doing. See, Citigroup. City. Let's see. I had it here. City. I always lose him right here. Okay, so Citigroup. I think I said earlier that it moved up. It has a gap at around 72 to 74. So, and the gaps always fill. Okay, when a stock has a gap, they always fill. So, I mean, you can see here. See, let me show you the proof that gaps always fill. You see this gap here, right? That space. You see how it filled it right here, and it's been trending in that channel, and it has another channel down, so that channel is gonna get filled. So if you're trying to get into a position, maybe, you know, again, not recommendation, is just whatever you want to do, but channels always, gaps always tend to fill. As of now, kind of the same thing with Coinbase. It's a way pulling away from all the SMAs. So I would be very careful when I enter into this position because it's already pulling away from all the SMAs. Guys, don't forget to tap the screen, give me a like, appreciate that, and let's continue with the last few questions. Xander, thank you for the follow. Eric, sharing the live, appreciate it. If you guys can share the live, you guys are watching and sharing the live, thank you, appreciate it. And if you can help me with the tap, I'm trying to get to 10K before I leave today. Do you trade options? No, I don't do options. I only trade with my own stocks. If I do options, it's because I'm going to do a cover call. But other than that, I don't really do options. It's very risky. What happened on Friday? Richie, on Friday, we had one agency that that downgraded the United States credit. And I mentioned earlier, it's equivalent to you downgrading your credit score from, let's say, 800 to 750, right? That's exactly what happened to the United States, except that the United States credit doesn't drop in numbers, they drop in different categories. The United States was at the very top with this firm. They were at the very top with a AAA rating. They got downgraded to the next tier, which is double A1 rating. So it just went down one tier. It had already happened with two other firms, one time in 2023 and before that 2011. And those agencies downgraded the United States to double A1. So it's happened before. That's why the market dropped on Friday, and that's why it's probably gonna pull back on Monday. But I think it's more of the good excuse for the market to do a little pullback because it was already due for a pullback. So that's what happened on Friday. Hi, LTC coin. I'll check that in a second. How's Coinbase? Oh, so Coinbase is, I think I checked it earlier. Coinbase is doing okay because they got added to the S&P 500, and that usually pumps the stock. Sometimes that's a curse for a lot of stocks, but in this case, it pumped. It dumped a little bit here because it got bad news that day that the database was it was hacked, and that's why the stock dropped. Otherwise, it would have been probably at 300. But now it's recovering. It's at 266. So it's doing okay. It's got a lot of resistance at 300, and the next resistance is at around 330. So it's doing okay. I think it's gonna probably hit resistance and then maybe pull back, reclaim the 200 SMA because there is a gap right there. So I think it's gonna reclaim the 200 SMA. So two things can happen. It can hit the 300 and then go down, reclaim the 200 SMA, or it might drop, reclaim, and then hit 200. So two different scenarios. That's what I believe. But again, you can do your own research. LTC coin. So let's check out, what is that? I'm pretty sure that's crypto. LTC coin, LTC properties. Oh, actually, it's not. Let's see. LTC. Let me put it here. LTC properties. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this real estate investment trust. Real estate investment trust, which engages in managing seniors housing. So, I mean, let's take a look at. I can tell you the technicals. I don't know the company, but I can tell you the technicals. I don't really trade this company, so I wouldn't give you a lot of inside information about it. All I can tell you is that, let's see. I mean, this is one of those stocks that doesn't really move. As you can see, it has lows of about 30 something dollars, and then highs of, let's see, around here about $40. So it's been in this channel for a long time. And if you're trying to do like a short term trade, you might be stuck in this for a little while, because it doesn't really show a lot of volatility. I like to trade stocks that are good but that have a lot of volatility, that could go up and down and up and down in a healthy way. This one has been in a channel for a long time, trading with the 200, with the 50, with the 20, very close to it, so it doesn't really move too much. Um, See, Coinbase, I already did Coinbase. People other options than PayPal now. Oh yeah, people use other options than PayPal. Yeah, absolutely. That's why the stock has been in a downtrend for the past few years. Absolutely. Japan's monetary situation is worse than Greece. The announce is that Spider? Is that what the news were? I haven't looked at the news. I'm gonna look at the news right now, before I leave or after I leave. It is because Buffett doesn't understand it, my friend. Have you heard of Michael Saylor? Yeah, I've heard of Michael Saylor, but he doesn't understand what, like the crypto. I Look, man. If and this is just me, Hawaiian Punch. Thank you for the comment. So if I know a company, right? I know a company like Costco, or I know a company like um, Microsoft or Apple, and I know they will be here in 10 years, and then you give me to choose Bitcoin. I don't know if Bitcoin is going to be here in 10 years. Again, I don't understand crypto, so I might be in the same situation as Warren Buffett. I don't understand it. So because that's not what I do, I prefer stocks. Bitcoin might be here in 10 years and be worth $1 million. But there's also a possibility that Bitcoin could be worth zero, right? Now, is there a possibility that Apple is worth zero in 10 years? I don't think so. Is there a possibility that Costco is worth zero in 10 years? I don't think so. So I prefer to have better chances with stocks that I know will be here in the long term than in something that I don't know if it's going to exist in 10 years. Something else might come in, that really pushes crypto away, and change things. But again, I don't understand crypto, so if you do and you make money on it, by all means, I hope that you can make a lot of money doing the cryptocurrencies. UNH. Okay, so I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. If you guys can help me with the tabs, I will end with the last few questions, and then we'll call it a night. UNH. So I really like that question. UNH. I'm sorry. Who is right guy? I really like that. Nobody had asked me about UNH, so let's look at UNH. This is what happened with UNH, right? And I entered into some positions last week, because I know long term this stock is gonna be okay, so I put it in my long term portfolio. UNH dropped because three things happened. They had the earnings were good, but the guidance was bad. They didn't know how much revenue they were going to collect because of price fluctuation. Number two, the CEO quit suddenly. Number three, they were or are investigated by the DOJ. And that made the stock go or lose more than 55% of its value. That's crazy. For a stock that was worth $600, it went all the way down to 250. I think it hit like 245 at one point. And And then from 250, insiders bought the stock. So the CEO bought some stock. I think the CFO bought some stock and the millions. And that's what pumped the stock to 300, which is, I think right now it's at like 290, 295. So this was insider trading. Now, is United Health out of the out of the DOJ's investigation? Not yet. So we don't know. They're accused of fraud in Medicare, like overcharging Medicare, and the DOJ is investigating. They are denying the claims, of course, but they are still being investigated. So in order for someone like me to enter into more calls or more positions into this stock, I need to know what's going on. Is there fraud or is there not? I need to see things more clearly to enter into a position like this, and then maybe do it in the long term. In the long term, I believe this stock is going to be fine. That's why I enter into this position in my long term portfolio, so that I can collect some profits in my maybe like 5 years from now. But in the short term, I still don't know if it's going to drop a little bit more. Again, the pump was because of inside trading, not because things are resolved now. So those are my thoughts on UNH. And yeah, I mean, you can make your own conclusions. If you are planning long term, then by all means. I'll be hearing a lot about Nvidia. Pascual, Nvidia, yeah, I mean Nvidia. I don't know if you're like hearing a lot about what, like the how the stock is going up, or hearing about the company, like what it does. Tesla thoughts. Bueno, Tesla, Tesla. It's this is a tough stock because oh guys, help me with the taps before I leave today. I really appreciate it, and hit the follow if you guys haven't followed me yet. That way you can stay up to date on the lives. Um, Tesla is been going up, moving up based on nothing. I mean, they had really bad earnings. As you can see, back in April 22nd, they lost EPS, they lost earnings. Their car sales have been dropping, and it's just one thing after another, right? They have a lot of protests because of Elon being in the government. So the only thing that's been pumping the market up is because the robo taxi is supposed to be released next month. Now, Tesla has a good history with delaying products. If the robo taxi, because the robo taxi was already delayed, and it's coming out in June, supposedly. If it doesn't, I do see Tesla dropping to probably the 250 to the 270s, where it hit a lot of resistance and support. And but if it does happen, I do see Tesla moving up. Okay, so you can make your own conclusion. I don't know. I wish I knew if they are really going to have that taxi ready, because Tesla is one of the good ones. They have plans for the future, a lot of plans for the future, which are great plans. But in the short term, there's a lot of uncertainty because they are not selling any more cars. Their car sales are dropping in Europe. They're dropping in the U.S. So, and that's what makes them the most money. So that's those are my thoughts on Tesla. Buffett only invests in the things he knows. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and if the things he knows makes him million or millions, plural, then why not? No, I would do the same thing. If the things I know make me millions, I would keep investing in that. You Hawaiian? I mean, he should be able to answer that question. I have a long calls for next year, 116 to 400 strike for Tesla. I mean, I think it could hit that, but again, it has to have good news. Good news on the robotaxi. Good news on the affordable car, which I know they said they were gonna release sometime in, I think, this fall, and it was gonna cost like $25,000. So they have to have good news about those releases. Otherwise, I don't see it pumping. But I mean, Tesla's it has bad reports and it pumps. So sometimes I don't understand it. It's just based on a lot of speculation. But it's a good stock trade because it has a lot of volatility. But you just got to be an expert trading that. Widow, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, guys. If you guys are here tonight, I appreciate the follows, appreciate the likes. Tap that screen to end the night with a strong like on the live. So appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, time to make money this week. I mean, yeah. We don't know how the markets are tomorrow. We should have a good idea of where the market is gonna go. There are not a lot of events this week. We have like earnings by Home Depot and I think Target. But other than that, I mean, we don't have a lot of data. We don't have the Fed speaking. Other than Trump possibly announcing some deals, I think that's what's gonna move the market. Other than that, I don't see anything else happening, or at least nothing scheduled. Thoughts on SPY? I do think we can move up a bit more and take out the all-time highs before falling down hard. I think the same thing. I think SPY is probably gonna. I mean, right now it's in a rising wedge, and rising wedges are usually bearish. Tomorrow, I mean, it's already not looking great today, but again, we need to wait what happens tomorrow. Right now, SPY is at 588. It hit that resistance at about 595, 596. So it needs to break that and then get to 600 and break 600, because 600 is going to be another resistance before it hits all-time highs. But again, I mean, you can look at the technicals all you want. When you look at the technicals and you think you know where it's going to go, and then we have news by the administration saying, you know, we have deals or we don't have deals, that's really what's moving the market, or what's been moving the market for the past couple months. So I mean, looking at the technicals doesn't mean anything, or hasn't meant anything for the past couple months. So I can look at this and say, yeah, I think SPY is on the rise and it might break all-time highs. But then tomorrow, you know, Trump comes out and he says, you know what, I'm gonna sue Walmart because they said that they were going to hike prices, you know, and that's gonna send the stock market down. So I mean, that's what's been moving the market lately. But I do believe that we're gonna hit all-time highs at one point, and then if we have bad news on the deals, then that's gonna send the stock market down again. Long-term, Tesla will be fine. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That's Callejon. Callejon. Long-term, long-term Max 7, like all of these stocks here, I think they will be fine. I mean, long-term, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, because all of these stocks have a lot of fundamentals. They have a lot of plans for the future. So I mean, if you look 5 years from now at Tesla, it's probably going to be at 1,000 or more. Same thing with Nvidia. I think it's going to hit 1,000 again in you know, by 2030. So all of these stocks in the long term will be fine. That's why people like Warren Buffett, they don't look at the price. Like Warren Buffett, when he buys a stock, he doesn't look at how much it costs. He looks at where the stock is going to be in 10 years, and then he buys it. He doesn't care if Tesla right now is 350. If he knows and he his research suggests that in 10 years Tesla is going to be a great company, then he's going to buy it at whatever price. It doesn't matter if it drops to $1 after he buys it. He still believes in the company, and he knows the plans, and he'll stick with the company. Okay, so in the long term, I think most stocks on this list will be okay. I hope all of them. So long term is the safest play. How much would you say your average per month trading? Isaac, I would say, I mean, I am positive this month about 20K, but that's like a special case, just because I bought on the dip. So I am positive about 20K. My biggest position is with Nvidia. So let's see, Nvidia. Just so you know, I'm not making this up. So you could see right there. I don't know if you guys see on the screen. It'll be probably hard to see because it's not zooming out. But right here it says right now I'm negative 2,800, and then down here I'm positive 16,000. So I'm trying to get out of this position probably by the end of the week. If Nvidia hits 140, then I'm out. But that's not my average. I mean, my average is about a couple $1,000, and I'm happy with that. I don't have to make that much money. I have my daily job. I don't do this all day. That's a plan to eventually do it all day. But for now, I mean, I just do it on the side. And to make 20K, in 2 months, I don't think that's bad at all. But my average is about 3K every month. And I'm happy with that. You know, Entering the market and getting money out of the market, it's like you jumping into a into a shark tank and coming out alive. That's how I see it. Um, Tesla's been booming so far, so good. Well, yeah, I mean it's been booming, but based on what? Okay, because earnings are bad, car sales are down, and it's just been booming because of a speculation. Okay, so until I get news and confirmation that the taxi is coming out or that the car is ready for sale, then I'll say yeah, Tesla is probably gonna go to 500 again. But as of now, it's just pumping on nothing, on just speculation, and it's pretty expensive. If you look at the EPS on Tesla, I mean the EPS is probably I'm sorry, the not the EPS, the price to earnings ratio. It's probably at 188, so it's a pretty expensive stock. Pascual, follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Chris. Appreciate it. And guys, if you guys can help me with the tabs, that'd be awesome. Check Take Two Interactive. They are counting a lot on GTA 6. Yeah, I'm mad that they delayed it. And I know the stock dropped because of that. Daniel Torres and Pedroso, thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Are you hoping to do trading full time at some point in your future? Logan, absolutely. I love this. I really love talking about stocks, talking about economy, following all that info. I really found my call, and a few years ago, and that's why I've been doing it. But my plan is to have at least $1 million in my long term portfolio, and then have at least a quarter of a million so that I can play with that up in trading, swing trading, and then I will retire from my job. Okay. Um, right now I'm a teacher. I teach high school, and I mean I think that if I can retire in about 5 to 10 years, that's my ultimate goal. If I can get to my goal before that, even better. But eventually I do plan to do it full time, and just uh, trade all day, or not all day, but just do this for a living and not have to depend on my job. Money is nothing. Crypto is nothing. You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss the rocket, like Adrian. What rocket? Which trading is better, crypto or stocks? ECH. I This is just personal. Other people might tell you something different. I trade stocks because stocks have earnings, and they trade companies that are well known, that have been here for a long time and will be here after we're gone. So I prefer to trade stocks. Crypto sometimes is a lot of speculation, and crypto doesn't sell anything other than somebody paying more for the crypto you buy, right? So if you buy a crypto at $1, whatever it is, Bitcoin or Dogecoin, whatever, if you pay $1 for it, the only thing you can make money on that is that you sell it, or you find somebody else that can buy it for more than $1, and that's how crypto trades. But again, I'm not an expert on crypto. There are people that make millions on crypto. I don't understand it fully, so I wouldn't be able to give you the insight of what makes crypto great. But I know what makes stocks great, so that's why I stick with stocks. Um, which trading is better? What app do you use to day trade? Um, I don't day trade, Terrence. I do swing trades, and my broker is I use Charles Schwab, and then I use Robinhood. Robinhood is just for my swing trades, and Charles Schwab is for my long term trading. Tesla is booming because of Publicity. Camilo, what is that, man? ECH, follow the whole. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Why wait? Go get it, buddy. Oh, why wait? Oh, like to sell my position? I will. I will. I mean, I have a stop loss, so if the stock drops more than my target price, I'm just gonna collect. I'm still in the positive, so I'll be fine. How much do you have to pay on taxes though, or do you are investing in a Roth IRA? Yeah. So I have a Roth IRA as well. That's separate. That's just for my retirement until I get to 59 and a half, so I don't have to pay taxes on it. Um, but if you sell stocks within a year, or you hold them less than a year, then you do pay about 20% tax on it. So yeah, so I save a little bit of money on the side to pay the tax on that. Can I do this on my phone, bro? Can you do what? Like what I'm looking at, or the trading? You can do it on your phone. There are applications that are meant for that. But if you're doing, like day trading, the phone is not recommended. Um, if you're buying positions on your phone and then not collecting until a couple months later, if they're good stocks, then the phone I think works just fine. Okay, guys, if you guys can help me with the tabs before I leave, I'm about to get going. So I would like to end the live with strong likes, and that gives me motivation to keep doing this, and also helps with the algorithm so that I can get more people on the channel. So you guys are part of the community that's helping me start this channel, and you guys will be the first, will be the foundation of what this channel will become. So help me with the tabs so that I can get a better algorithm to get more viewers and in future lives. So appreciate you guys doing that and spending a little bit of your Sunday with me. Um, what do you do? Swing trade? Yeah, I swing trade. So I buy and then I don't sell until I reach my goal on the stock. What you're looking at right now? This is the Trading View. So this is the application that I use for to analyze the stocks. Webull. I don't use Webull. I tried to use it, but it was too complicated. I think it was not very user friendly. Damn. Life. Wow. Why damn? Webull. You got courses? ECH? No, I don't. Everything I do is for free. I am part of a community where I get a lot of information from the people that are in that community, and we trade. We share ideas. We share a lot of materials that we can use to keep studying. I do have some stuff that is for beginners, so if you guys are interested, I can give it to you for free. I'm not charging it. All you need to do is just send me a message on TikTok with your email, and then I'll just send it to you. A lot of people I already share that with, that have been on my lives, and it's just a token of appreciation for you guys being on the live and liking the live, and and giving me gifts, all that stuff. So if you guys want that PDF, I can share it with you, and I have a lot of them. But if you're new to this, I would start with that PDF, get an understanding of charts and what candles are, and what indicators are, and then I can share something else once you're done with that book. So again, I get paid with your likes, so if you guys can tap, that'll be awesome. And if you guys are interested in that PDF, I can share it with you for free. So just send me an email. Send me a message with your email, and I'll send you that probably tomorrow. Is Webull recommended? It's up to you. Whatever you think it's easier to use. I mean, you have Webull, you have Moomoo, you have Robinhood. So there are a lot of applications. Most of the pros, they use Charles Schwab, or they use Fidelity. But again, it depends on what you become familiar with. They all do the same thing. Robinhood, I don't think you can short any stocks, but for the most part, they all do the same thing. It's just the user-friendly difference. They have Roth IRA, Robinhood Gold. No, I have a Roth IRA with Charles Schwab. Recommended. What's recommended, Life? Good stream, homie. Thank you, Life. I appreciate it, man. Delaware, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, everyone who is new to the channel. Appreciate it. I hope you guys are here during the week. I stream live from 9 to 11 p.m. Pacific time. So if you guys are here during the week, starting tomorrow, you'll see me here. Hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much. No problem, man. Just send me that. I'll send you the PDF, and that way you can get started on learning all of this stuff about charts. And then you have me here. So if you have questions once you start reading, you just connect here, and we can talk about that, and I can go over the charts and explain a little bit about that. And then I'm gonna be dropping some videos on my profile with a little guide for beginners. So all that free for you guys to read. Um, it would help a lot. Yeah. So absolutely, Pascual. So let me know. I'll send it to you. Sunshine, thank you for the follow. Pascual, live. Thank you. Yeah. Do you recommend buying people's courses? Honestly, no. Dylan, um, most of the courses that they offer, you can find them for free. The only big difference is that they have them arranged, right? So they put them in order because they know that this is probably the first thing that you want to get familiar with, and they just put them in order. That's it. Other than that, I mean, there are some people that create their own, and because they spend time creating that, of course they have to charge you for that. But all of that info, you can find it online. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Google. There are a lot of PDFs on how to get educated, and learn about stocks. The only big difference is that they just have it in order, and they tell you exactly what to do first and second and third. But my guess, I don't know, because I've never bought a course from someone on TikTok or online. But my guess is that most of them are not going to do like a one-on-one because they don't have the time, and they're not going to do a one-on-one. You just buy their course, and then maybe you join their lives and they might answer your question. But I don't think they do one-on-one, because if they are actual good traders and you're buying the book from them, they make more money trading. If they're good traders, they make more money trading than the money they make by selling the course to you. So if they're good traders, why would they spend time on one-on-one with you when they can just make more money in the stock market? You know what I mean? So that doesn't make sense to me. Um, so I mean, if you're buying something from someone and they are offering you one-on-one, most of these guys are not going to do that. Okay, at least the honest guys, the honest people. I am part of a community where we trade a lot, or we exchange a lot of the information, and we exchange a lot of education. But I've been part of that community for a long time, and I'm part of that community for the main reason that the person that created that community, he pays for a service where he gets the news the minute they come out, news about the market, and he shares that with us. Otherwise, I have to pay for that out of my pocket, and I mean that's an extra expense that I have to make. So if I could get that from this group, and then at the same time I get this group for support, then that's the only reason why I'm part of that community. So, anyways, let me get. I'm about to get going, guys. So I appreciate the lives. If you guys can tap and give me some likes before you guys leave, and before we all leave, I really appreciate that. So yeah. So Dylan, that was my thought on buying courses. Follow the host. You go Robinhood. No, I'm not gold Robinhood. How do I get a mentor, Dylan? Um, on TikTok, you're not gonna find one. I'll tell you that you're not gonna find one. And if you do find one somewhere, it's not gonna cost you $100 or $200. It's probably gonna cost you in the thousands. Most mentors that help people with the markets, they charge a pretty hefty amount, because that's what they do. Most of these guys, they invest long term, so they don't trade. They just train people, and in order for their time to be worth it, they charge in the thousands. So you're probably not gonna find a mentor that is affordable, and I mean, you might find some courses, some workshops, but definitely finding a mentor in the stock, that's going to be a tough one if you're trying to find something that's affordable. Doing stocks, can you buy and sell more than once? Um, Game changer, yes and no. You could buy and sell as much as you want, as long um, as you have $25,000 in the account. If you have less than that, your broker is probably going to limit you to about 4 to 5 trades per week. So, and that's because they don't want people um, to just kind of make money if they're not invested big amounts. Do you do self learn? Sunshine. No. So when I first started, I did, but then I did buy some workshops that I went to, and from there I just got like a plethora of information, a lot of books, a lot of videos online, and then I self taught myself, and then I became part of this community where I was able to get answers to my questions. So I did do a lot of stuff on my own, but I did take some workshops. Um, and you will. What do you mean? What do you mean you will? Like if I will teach, or teach some people about stocks? Oh, one on ones. Uh, Maybe one day. Not now. Not now. Definitely, because I I I mean, just like most traders that are profitable, I make more money trading than I would probably do one on ones, and that's just being honest. So that's why as of now I wouldn't do it. Plus, I have my job during the day, so it just doesn't give me the time. I swing trade, so in the morning I enter into positions, buy some stocks if I need to, and then I sell them whenever I'm making a profit. And but during the day I'm in my job, so I just don't have the time to do one-on-ones for now. Maybe when I retire and I get some more time, probably, or when I reach the goal in my long-term and short-term portfolios, then I will probably do one-on-ones, but not now. But I will be dropping some videos in my TikTok profile, so follow me, and you will find some videos that will help people who are beginning in or are beginners in the stock market. Yeah, I want one on one. Well, yeah, one on one is gonna be tough. Like I said, if you find a mentor, it's probably gonna cost you big. I would pay for a one on one course from someone like you any day. Live. Well, let's start with some videos, man. Maybe you don't even need one on one. You can join me here on the lives and ask questions as you get more familiar with the stock market and the charts. So why don't you start with the book that I'm gonna give you for free? Read it, go through it, and whatever you don't understand, then you bring it to the live, and then ask the questions. And you can pay me with the likes just by tapping the screen. That's all I need. True, man. I like your stream because you actually give good responses. Other traders don't bother answering. I'm trying to. I'm in Pascual. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I'm trying to, to answer all the questions, because just like you guys are probably barely starting, I was there at one point. Okay, and I know what it's like to not get your questions answered when you're so eager to get to grow your portfolio, to maybe retire early, to maybe get $1 million in the stock market so that you can retire and not have to work the rest of your life. No, retire early. So I know what it's like. I've been on that side. So all I want to do is just pay it forward and help people the way I would have loved to be helped when I first started. Because none of my family is in investing. None of my friends invest, unfortunately. So I kind of had to find my own path. And now I feel like now I can help other people avoid the mistakes I made when I first started. So and not lose money. I hope you guys never lose money in the stock market. And if you lose money that you'll be okay without. A couple $100 is not gonna hurt you. But there are some people that enter into the stock market without any guidance, like I did, and lose thousands of dollars because they're learning, and you think that any stock is gonna make you money, and that's not true. Not all the stocks make you money. There are some stocks that you enter into positions, and there are just people waiting for you to enter so that they can take your money. So I'm just trying to help people out, not to make the mistakes I made. JC, any stock recommended for nuclear fusion? No, man, I'm not familiar with that. With nuclear fusion, that sounds fancy though. You talk true. I have mentor, but they do teacher. I have mentor, but they do teacher one by one. So you do have a mentor, Sunshine. So how much do you pay for that? Could you teach me how to trade through my phone step by step with the best stocks live? I can give you, like I said, I'm gonna be dropping some videos to you for you to get started. The first thing is you have to open a broker's account. That's step number one. If you don't know how to, just YouTube and put the title "How to Open a Broker's Account," and it's gonna give you different brokers like Fidelity, like Robinhood, like Moomoo, Webull, and then you choose whatever you think is best. If I paid life, like I said, I wish I was in that business, but again, I have my job, and then I trade in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'm here with you guys. So I just wouldn't have the time. I'm just being completely honest. I wouldn't if I took your money and I didn't have the time to help you out one on one. I'm not that kind of person. I like to think that I'm a pretty honest person, and like I wouldn't take your money and not being able to help you. So as of now, I wouldn't do one on ones. But again, I can help you by giving you some resources, and then you can come into my live. I can answer all the questions you have as you get educated and more involved into the stock market. I suggest buy Nvidia and just hold for now 2 to 3 shares. Pascual, oh, you given some advice, okay? I don't give advice. Again, I can't legally. You can't give advice for someone to trade some stocks or recommendations. But I can give education. That I can give. All right, TradingView and what else? Traffic, I would use Trading. Yeah, I use TradingView as well. Day trader, Jacob. No, I'm not a day trader. I am a swing trader. I started as a day trader though. I didn't like it because that makes me spend all day in front of the screen, and I don't like that. Hell yeah, yeah. Your answers are helpful. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm here to help. So whenever you guys have questions about the stock market, just if I don't know the question, because I don't know everything, if I don't know the question, I will find out, because again, I'm a part of a community where I have people that have been in the market for like 20 years, and they're not mentors. They just share stuff with the community I'm in, with that group, and they're pretty helpful. So if I don't know it, I'll find out. It's never a loss. It's a lesson learned. We will learn from our mistakes. Absolutely, but there are some mistakes that could be pretty costly. So you gotta be careful on that. What broker do you use? Is it one of the immediate ones? I use Charles Schwab, and then I use Robinhood for 2 separate portfolios. How do you learn stocks? I know futures, but I want to start learning puts and calls and all that stuff. Vision. How did I learn? I mean, I took some courses, some workshops, and then I taught myself by reading some books, watching videos, and then I'm part of a community where there are guys that have been in the stock market for more than 20 years, and I ask questions whenever I have questions, and they're pretty good at answering those questions. So, but most of the research and the studying you got to do on your own. Picks and dividend stocks. Picks for dividend stocks. I know there are some stocks that pay good dividends, like T-Mobile and Coca-Cola. They pay good dividends, but the thing is that those stocks really don't move too much. They just go up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, and that's the reason why they pay a lot of dividends, because they don't really move. So they like to compensate with dividends. That way motivates people to invest in the company. Trade ICT? No, I don't trade ICT. Tesla, Jason. Tesla's been pumping, but it's been pumping on nothing, like I mentioned earlier. The only thing is speculation about the robotaxi. Other than that, I mean, I think Tesla is gonna correct if there are no good news on the robotaxi. What the best broker for day trading? For day trading, I would say Charles Schwab and maybe Fidelity. Whatever broker has hotkeys. Hotkeys means that you can click a couple keys and it'll help you enter into a position or exit a position. So a lot of the day traders and scalpers, they use brokers that have those features. With the immediate action, okay, Brian, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, and thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it, and thank you for the follows, everyone. Go get some sleep if you look tired. Thanks for answering. Yeah. So I'm about to get going, guys. Thank you for being here on the live today. I will be here tomorrow, 9 to 11. So if you guys would like to join me in the live tomorrow, really appreciate it. Again, everyone who was able to spend a little bit of your time tonight in the live and asking questions, I really appreciate that. And that said, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow at around 9 p.m. Okay, so hope you guys have a good night.